For art thou, Romeo?
Sorry, Dad. How old's this sad weirdo supposed to be?
The maid be 13, my sweet.
Yeah, 'cause I'm 13.
Exactly. I thought it might be fun to hear my Juliet spoke in her true voice before a middle-aged man with 2 half coconuts down his bodice gets hold of it.
I don't say stuff like this, Dad. I'd sound like a complete turnip.
Yes, dear. 'Tis thy sweet and youthful timbre I would fain hear, not the monosyllabic series of grunts that passes for your conversation.
Oh, what? Ugh.
I take the view that having my romantic ingenue say, what? Shut up, Romeo, you're so weird. Shut up, I hate you, would be slightly less effective than mine own timeless poetry.
Timeless is the word, as in feels like goes on for bloody ever.
You've never given it a chance. You've only seen Henry VI, Part 1.
Part 1? What, you mean there's more? I mean, don't take this the wrong way, son, but God, I was bored. I thought I was actually outside my own body watching myself die.
He sat there cracking his nuts in the quiet bits. I tried to shush him, but he would not be shushed. He's a stubborn man, your father, William. A stubborn, common man.
Which is why you married me. Posh birds love a bit of rough.
I married beneath me, and now you've done the same, William.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that he was 17 and he got a scheming little 26-year-old tithe farm milking slap up the Duffington, that's what.
Oh, you think you're so posh, Mary Arden. Like you ain't sewn into your winter knickers like everybody else.
I'm trying to work. I've come from London to hear Sue read my Juliet.
Well, I'm not happy, doll. Burbage pays you as an actor, not a writer.
It's fine. I've sent word to the theatre that the 2 tunnels which lie beneath the bridge be blocked.
Pardon?
The 2 tunnels which lie beneath the bridge be blocked. 2 tunnels beneath a bridge? Anyone? Nose, my loves, nose. I've told Burbage that my nose be snotted and I would not work this week or next.
But why didn't you just say nose?
It's what I do. Now, Susanna, again.
Right, if I have to. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Dad, nobody talks like this.
It's poetry. Sometimes I regret teaching you to read.
I do think it could be a little less flowery, love. I mean, why doesn't she just say, where are you, Romeo?
Because, my love, it doesn't mean where are you. It means why are you, Romeo?
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, Romeo's just his name.
Well, exactly. Juliet is saying, why are you a member of a family that I hate?
People will definitely think you mean Romeo, where are you?
That's what I thought it meant.
Yeah, I did too.
It's bloody obvious.
I think, to be clear, you're going to have Juliet say, Romeo, Romeo, why are you called Romeo?
A member of a family that I hate.
That'd do it. Although, if I was being really picky, Romeo's just his Christian name, isn't it? And that's not the issue. It's his surname that's the problem.
Well, yes. Actually, I was sort of hoping people wouldn't notice that.
Think they might.
Duh.
So you think she should say, Montague, Montague, wherefore art thou Montague?
No, because that'd sound like she's lost her cat.
Oh, my God, Mr. Shakespeare, it's brilliant, timeless, deathless. The most tragical history of Romeo and Julian.
Oh, yes. That should be Juliet, obviously. Romeo and Julian was but a working title. Early exploratory stuff. It meant of nothing.
Yeah, right.
What?
Well, come on, Master. We live in the same house. I've heard you reading out your sonnets, especially 1 to 126.
Those poems are about a platonic hierarchical relationship. God's naughty etchings. Why does everybody presume that just because I write 126 love poems to an attractive boy, I must be some kind of bechambered hugger-tugger?
Juliet is an utterly amazing part.
Yes, I really think I've got her voice.
You have. She's perfect.
The real challenge will be to find an actor to do her justice. Master Condell was quite brilliant as Queen Margaret in My Henrys, but I fear he'd be too old to play the ingenue. On the other hand, I don't want a boy. These downy scrotumed squeakers lack depth. Pardon, Kate? Leaping amphibian caught in the ruby pipe, which starts with a swallow but knows naught of birds.
Pardon?
I think he means, have you got a frog in your throat, but you can never be sure with him. I'll get it. As if anyone else was ever going to.
Yes, Bottom, or alternatively, I could get it and you could write a play and use the money you earn to pay me. Except, hang on, no, that wouldn't work because you can't read or write. So perhaps our current distribution of labour is the sensible and equitable one.
That's just mean, that is.
What?
I was hinting that the answer to your Juliet dilemma could be...
Oh, Kate, don't go there. Lady acting is illegal. Besides which, girls can't act. Just as they cannot practice law, cure the sick, handle financial matters, or stand for any office.
But no woman has ever been allowed to try any of those things.
Because they can't do them. God's bodykins, Kate, what's not to get? Now, please, forget this nonsense and let me focus. It's not Juliet I'm worried about, it's Romeo. I can't seem to get a handle on him. His character eludes me.
Master Robert Green is without.
Rob Green, who doth hate my gutlings. What does he want?
Ah, Master Shaky Poet! A word, if you please.
Shakespeare, Master Green. My name is Shakespeare.
I know your name, sir. I was addressing you by trade, Shaky Poet. Just as I would address a house builder as Master Builder or a ship's carpenter as Master Carpenter.
And what would you call a bear baiter, Mr. Green?
Master Baiter.
Well, Bottom, today's the day.
Hey?
The poet Robert Green, who is master of the Queen's revels, is coming to collect my brilliant play, Frog-Jop Mary, Queen of Gingery Savages in Skirts.
Master Shaky Talent. I'm sorry, did I say shaky talent? I meant, of course, Shakespeare. Although oft the tongue will tattle what the heart would hide.
Oft indeed, you preening supercilious plague pustule. Oops! You see? I'm doing it now.
But enough of such merriment, sirrah. The third Sunday after Lamington Eve approaches, you sent word that you have written a play. Not even a collaboration, but all by yourself.
You sound surprised, Master Green.
Well, 'tis only that all London's poets are university men. Kidd, Nash, Beaumont, Marlowe, mine own humble self. Whilst you, sir, are a country bumsnot, an oik of Avon, a town school sputty-grotty.
And so am I like the fulsome cleavage of a buxom saucing wench.
Meaning?
Much looked down upon.
I like that one, Master. That works.
Woe to Albion! This sceptred isle doth burst with talent, and yet a gaggle of snootish pamperloins from just 2 universities snaffle all the influence, jobs, and cash.
It is as it should be, and as it ever will be, sirrah.
Ever will be, Green? I hardly think that centuries hence a tiny clique of Oxbridge posh boys will still be running everything.
Come now, the appointed day approaches. I would fain have sight of your play to ensure the Queen's person be not offended.
Offended? My play is a eulogy. Liz will love it.
If she sees it. Christopher Marlowe, a university man of proven genius, has also promised a play.
Kit, he wrote a play after all. Damn, that was quick.
Come now, I'm a busy man. Give me your play.
Absolutely. Here it is. I have it, but I thought I might drop it off later.
Later, sirrah. Why later, pray?
Just want to give it a final polish, you know, dotting I's, crossing T's.
At Cambridge, we tend to dot our I's and cross our T's as we go along.
I still have a few days.
But a few, sir. The Queen has taken to her bed with a chill. She wants this play to cheer her up.
And she shall have it.
Good day.
It's gone! My play, it's gone!
Oh, no! Oh, no! Whoa!
We must search every inch of this room.
Bye.
Good, Master Shakespeare. Both soft. The room is bare. That foolish girl mistaken must have been. 'Tis shame indeed, for I am come all contrite to make amends for my foolish slander in the groat and offer a token of my future love.
God's conkers, here's a minty fix. He's come to make amends, and I am hid. I will reveal myself, but dissemble of the cause.
But soft! What's this? Why, good Master Shakespeare be here after all. Sirrah, are you well?
What? What? Oh, yes, quite well, sir. Weary was I, and so did lay me down to rest behind this chair. Well now, Green, it seems right strange that one who dubbed me Crow comes now a-calling.
I am come to beg your pardon for the wrong I have done thee.
Wow. Really? That's extremely sweet of you. Sweet like the honeyed goat balls that toothless crones do suck on Lammas Eve.
Brilliant image from a brilliant poet.
Thanks. Well, I will grant thee my pardon gladly, coz.
And for the new love I bear thee, will I speak further? 'Tis whispered abroad that you would attend the saucy prancings all clad in silken hose.
Aye, 'tis true. Spy you these naughty boys.
I beg thee, coz, to think again. The fashion changeth daily. Silken hose is banished in Florence just now. Instead, purple puffling pants, yellow tights, and really silly cross garters are all the rage. Any who come a-prancing dressed not so will make a poor show indeed.
Really?
Really?
Goodness, my heartfelt thanks for telling me this, for I would fain make a good impression.
Then I will see you at the prancings. Good day.
Well, what did he want?
He said he was sorry and wanted to make amends.
Isn't that lovely?
He's lying. It's bloody obvious.
It does seem a coddling good turnaround from him that called me Upstart Crow. 'Tis certain this Green, who was all green like the green-eyed sea monster, does not turn joyful pink like the one-eyed trouser monster in so swift a time.
It is a bit strange when you put it like that.
He told me my tights weren't fashionable enough and that I should wear purple puffling pants, yellow tights, and really silly cross garters to the prancing.
He's trying to trick you into looking stupid.
Exactly. So must I go all clad in sombre garb like a god-prodding pure titty and thus filch him of his gulling.
Absolutely.
And yet, why does this Green hate me?
Because he's jealous.
Exactly, Bottom. Because I'm a genius.
That's not actually what I said.
And since he knows how clever I am, he must know that if he tells me to wear stupid prancing pants, I will guess his bluffle and come in sombre garb, whilst he besports his dainty leg in finest Italian cross-gartered yellow.
You're overthinking this, Master.
And so must I practice on him a double bluffle and go a-prancing in purple pants. Unbelievable. It just stopped dead.
Susanna, your father's home. Help him with his cloak.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I'm a slave.
What stopped, Dollface?
The coach. We were just pulling into Leamington Spa when it stopped, barely 50 yards from the post house. No explanation, no apology. He just stood there for a day. I mean, why? Just why?
What are you doing home anyway? Did you miss us? I mean, not your mother, obviously. You're not insane.
I can hear you, Anne Shakespeare, and you're a very common woman.
To tell the truth, wife, I've had a bad review and must put on a really good show, so...
Oh, we might have just the thing, William. Go on, John. Tell him your idea.
Idea? Dad? What idea?
Don't listen to him, love. He's a nasty, jealous old arse-mongle.
It seems to me you've made quite a success of yourself with your ready wit and uncanny command of language, but you're not that bloody clever. I'm as witty as you are, easy.
I'm wondering where we're going with this.
He wants to get in on it, don't you let him.
You want to write plays, Dad?
No, not plays. I hate your plays. But you're not just a playwright, are you? You're also a poet, a wit, and an all-round smart-ass.
The raconteur, husband. In Paris, they say raconteur, which is French for smart-ass.
And I was thinking we could do it together.
Together?
Like a sort of double act. You, the famous, witty, successful son. Me, the grumpy old dad, who's unimpressed by your success and fashionable ways. The only one who can really point out what a knob you actually are.
Because he's your dad.
Maybe. Not sure.
You're ashamed of me because I'm a convicted criminal.
No, I just...
Ah, you think you got above us with your bloody London ways. But I fear you'll never truly be accepted by the cock-snobbled folderols on account of the fact you're a turnip-chomping country bombshankle.
Not so, Father. As you well know, I'm invited to Lord Southampton's saucy prancings, and you don't get more cock-snobbled than that. On which subject, wife, I need new tights. It seems to fit the fashion. I must come all attired in purple puffling pants, yellow tights, and really stupid cross garters. You must stitch them for me.
And how am I to afford the material?
Why, from what remains of the shilling I did give thee last time.
Well, I spent it.
Spent it? On what?
On what? On what, mate? I've got a bloody cottage to run and a family to raise, that's what. I'm having the roof thatched, the chimneys are being swept, I've had the rat catcher round to do the beds. Hamlet's wooden tooth needs revarnishing, and I bought a ferret for Judith's hair to eat the nits. I paid off the witch accuser, so he won't accuse me and Susanna of being witches, even though I think she might actually be a witch.
Oh, God, Mum, that's so funny.
And I've bought the twins lovely new outfits for the May Day stupid dance. A beautiful purple doublet and hose for Hamlet, and a lovely yellow dress for Judith.
Dad, you came back. You're going to watch our Merry dance. We love our new clothes, and thanks to this wonderful, colourful ribbon.
Look, kids, it's bad news.
You're not going to watch us?
Actually, it's a bit worse than that. Yes, well, not a bad journey. Thanks for asking. Only half a day late. Coach crash at the Watford Turnpike. What wasn't the crash that delayed us? Amazingly, the local watch cleared that up with some efficiency. No, it was the fact that all who then passed must slow to a snail's pace to gawp at the wreck. Why do people do that? It occurred to me that there be good and bad in all of us, and they be in constant conflict. I've been toying with a soliloquy on the subject. What do you think? To gawp or not to gawp? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler to ogle at a coachman squashed under a dead horse, or take arms against the urge to perv, and by opposing, feel a bit better about oneself. What do you think? Might be useful somewhere? I like the structure. Hello? I'm here. Returned with news of ever more success in London. My poetry is much noted.
Oh, I know all about your poetry, Will Shakespeare.
She found the sonnets, Dad. You're so crap, you really are.
The sonnets? But surely she couldn't read them.
She made me read them to her.
Why did I teach that girl to read? Hoist am I by my own socially enlightened petard.
I never thought a son of mine could be so base. It's my own fault for marrying beneath me.
The only thing beneath you when you got married was the bloody floor woman. You didn't have a pot to piss him.
Who's this dark lady, Will?
Dark lady? Is there a dark lady?
Oh, you know right well there's a dark lady, forsooth.
Nobody says forsooth anymore, Mum. It's medieval.
Oh, the dark lady in the sonnets.
Yes, Will. The lady in the sonnets. The dark-eyed woman with the thick black hair you seem so fascinated with.
Well, perchance 'tis thee, Anne, for you have dark eyes and raven hair. In a certain light. Good poetry is never direct or literal. The imagery should be oblique.
Read me those bits we marked, Susanna.
Your love is as a fever, frantic, mad with evermore unrest. Yuck, Dad. I mean, seriously, just yuck.
Is that about me, Will? Are you frantic mad with restless love for me?
Is this really a proper conversation for the front parlour?
Mary, your husband's taking a dump in the front parlour.
It's raining. An Englishman's home is his privy.
Are you having an affair, Will?
No, I swear, honestly, truly. You do hurt me with these churlish suspicions and bring to mine eye that which, though 'tis water be not drunk, and though 'tis salted be not cod.
What?
Tears, girl, tears.
Yeah, Dad, I know you mean tears. I'm just, like, aghast.
Look, they can't all be gold. It's work in progress. Now, wife, please, I am a true and faithful husband. No other tufted lady grotto than thine hath given good shelter to the stranger in the purple helm that doth enter upstanding strong, but departs a limp and shrunken weakling.
I'm actually going to be sick.
My wife, Anne, is very angry with me because I've written 154 love poems to people who are not her.
God, women. I mean, they're so bloody sensitive.
I know. The point is, Kate, how can I put it right?
Well, I suppose the first question is, do you still love Anne?
Yes, definitely. I honestly do. Ignorant, illiterate milkmaid though she be. It's just that after 13 years, I'd really like to lie with someone else.
Well, duh.
I'm not going to. I'd just like to. A lot. A really, really lot. Poetry helps me deal with these unworthy urges. I grab my trusty nib, my wrist starts to fly, and within a few strokes, relief pours out of me.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Shakespeare, but if ever things are to be right twixt you and Anne again, you're going to have to stop loving whoever it is you're writing these naughty poems to.
If only it was so simple. But the fair youth and the dark lady are my twin muses. 'Tis they who empower my verse. Besides, once the two of them read my sublime and bewitching sonnets, I very much doubt that they'll be able to stop loving me.
And this by that I prove. Love's fire heats water. Water cools, not low. Doesn't rhyme. The sonnets, my lady.
See how fervently she reads. How grateful will she be to be the subject of such divine verse.
Just reading the one about my eyes being nothing like the sun.
Ah, yes, a brilliant opening image, don't you think?
The sun being bright, shining, radiant, and above all, hot.
Yes, absolutely.
But you are saying my eyes are not?
Bit of an own goal there, mate.
Well, not as bright, shining, radiant, or hot, obviously. We're talking about the sun, Amelia.
If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. Done is an English word for grey-brown, no? As when you say done cow.
Ouch, 2-0.
Well, yes, but the image is only partially bovine. I'm not suggesting you have but one bosom with 4 nipples.
Well, you're really digging a hole for yourself there, mate.
The breath of my mistress reeks. Were you happy with this as well, Mr. Shakespeare?
I don't know. Should it have been stinks?
So this is supposed to be flattering. Just so I understand.
I get it. Perhaps I should have explained. This love sonnet is particularly brilliant because besides being a love sonnet, it also satirizes love sonnets. You see? You're getting double bubble.
Ah!
This is satirical.
Yes, conventionally, love sonnets are ridiculously flattering. They make absurdly overblown claims for the beauty of their subject.
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
Exactly. The love I show you in my startlingly innovative 130th sonnet is greater because it recognizes your flaws.
Next time, bring me sweets.
Actually, I've written a poem for you as well. Emilia. Emilia. By God, I'd like to feel ya.
At last, a poem with a proper rhyme. Good day, Mr. Shakespeare.
Perhaps you'll have better luck with your boyfriend.
Lord Southampton is a pal. Anne, I don't think you heard me right. I've murdered Macbeth.
Which is terrible, Will, terrible.
Wife, how canst thou take this so lightly?
Oh, I'm not taking it lightly. I'm just trying to see the upside.
We live in tough times. Life's cheap. I mean, the average bloke's dead by the time he's 25.
Well, I suppose, put like that, Macbeth should consider himself lucky.
Of course he should. Selfish bastard. I mean, how long did he want to live for anyway?
There's no reason why we should be suspected. Not unless we bring it on ourselves. Tonight we dine at Sir Thomas Livesey's and we must both appear innocent and carefree, smiling and laughing.
Yes, you're right. Innocent and carefree. Of course, Burbage and his company are booked for the entertainment, so smiling and laughing might be harder. I think we should aim for forced grins.
Telling you, it's time to take some risks. Push the boundaries. Mash it up, yeah?
But, Kemp, we have given Gamma Gertin's needle at every private engagement for over 30 years.
Oh, hello. What are you not getting? Gamma Gertin's needle is old. It is therefore, by definition, crap.
Oh, it's very harsh.
World's moved on, mate. Little thing called the Renaissance. Heard of it? We've got to challenge the form, do some proper clowning.
God's sake, Kemp, all right, just talk us through it again.
Commedia dell'arte, mate. Cutting edge. We'll do a Lazzi.
Lazzi?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Forgot. You're English. You don't know about new comedy. It's a pre-agreed scenario around which we'll improvise.
Improv what?
Improv, mate, yeah? Going with the flow, yeah? Picking up the ball. Free-forming. Finding the comedy, ooh, in the moment.
But I don't need to find my comedy. I know exactly where it is. I simply take my inflated pig's bladder. I drop it on the floor. I stoop to pick it up. Mr. Condell kicks me up the bum shank. I go, ooh, he says...
Oh, master, now thy arse be as red as thy face.
And the whole room explodes in merriment.
Yeah. Sorry, mate, but people don't want jokes. They want attitude. We'll do a famous Lazzi of the Fly. It's brilliant.
I'm only going to do it if you stop laughing that laugh.
Can't, mate. Sometimes it's the only way I have of expressing the breadth and depth of my comic instincts, so live with it, yeah?
Well, now, Mrs. Shakespeare, Lady Livesey and I are most happy to welcome you to our mansion.
Oh, yes. It is splendid to be dining with the gentry, Sir Thomas, now that my will is advancing in the world.
Kit Marlowe, whom you know, of course, will be joining us. He's just finishing a French lesson with our governess. And we have another guest come in refuge from the plague, Robert Greene.
Green? Here?
He gave you a poor review, did he not?
Yes, he did. He called me Upstart in his groat's worth of wit.
I am honoured indeed that a great poet like yourself remembers my poor slander. After all, I only studied classics at Cambridge University, whilst you, great Hermes, did reading and adding up at Stratford Bumbling School.
I care not for your slanders, Green, although methinks a better title than a groat's worth of wit would be to take wit, subtract 2 greens, and add a call for silence.
I do not follow you, sir.
Why, you, sir, are Robert Greene, so 2 greens is W. Take W from wit, and you have but it. A call for silence is a very sh, and add a sh to it, and you have a groat's worth of what you write. Which of you has done
Eh? What ails you, sirrah?
Stay back, vengeful spirit! He sees some vision. His eye is fixed with terror.
Now, some say 'tis conscience that maketh men see vengeful vision.
No, 'tis just a little fit. He has a very active imagination. It's his thing. For Lordy's sake, it is just a painting of fear, like the air-drawn milk jug you saw in your wet dream.
Look, wife! Look!
Save us all. Sorry I'm late. Slight accident. The chef says the cold put will be another half an hour. You all right, Will? Look like you've seen a ghost. Boogity, boogity.
Methinks I see a chance to rid myself of this unctuous oik.
Well, if pudding be delayed, then let us have our show. Bring on the players.
Hi, yeah, right. Hello, hi. We're going to do something a bit different. Yeah? It's called a Lazzi. It's commedia dell'arte. Oh. It's cutting-edge comedy from Italy, where I've performed and won several awards. Just saying. So, right, Punchinella, servant to Pantalone. See, my master comes.
Well, now, servant, I wonder if we shall have any visitors today. Oh, go and see who that is. Anybody there?
Not a fly, sir. Not a fly. Loving it? Yeah. It's Italian, see? Proper comedy, so...
Go and see who that is. Anyone there?
Again, sir. Not a fly. Not a fly. Yeah? Yeah? Keeping up so far? Yeah? Not too challenging or groundbreaking, is it? So, yeah, fine.
This time I shall go myself to...
Yeah, right. Right, this is the funny bit, yeah? This is where it gets really good, right? And if you don't love it, well, your problem, so...
I have been robbed and bitten. There are hooligans there, you fool!
Yeah, but there wasn't a fly, was there? Brilliant, yeah? Oh, God. Oh, just a bit there.
We're dying on our Arsingtons. Pundle, quickly! What's this here? Oops, my old pig's bladder. Up! I've dropped it on the floor. I better stoop to pick it up. Hey?
Oh, master, now they ask me as red as they face.
This is wrong. This is so wrong.
Do not, under any circumstances, discuss your feelings.
Not discuss feelings? What do men talk about?
Sex, beer, and sport. On the subject of feelings, if a rehearsal begins, do not cry at the sad bits. And if blood sports be suggested and a pack of dogs be set upon a tethered goat for fun, you must cry, kill, kill, not, but he looks so sweet, why do we have to hurt him?
And, of course, there's a most important factor of all in pretending to be a man.
What's that?
I must ne'er be seen to perform a multitude of tasks all at the same moment. For 'tis a fact well known that men cannot perform a multitude of tasks all at the same moment.
Actually, that's a fundamental misunderstanding on the part of you girls. In fact, men can perform a multitude of tasks all at the same moment. We just prefer to sit around drinking beer.
So, Master Shakespeare, we come, as promised, to discuss plans for our new theatre. And who's this?
Cuthbert, my secretary. A young fellow who would make a life in the theatre.
What, you bunch of hugger-tuggers? Anyone get any minge last night? Boo-hey, I love minge.
Seems a very pleasant fellow, Will. Yes. Come and sit down, Cuthbert. Hey, tell you what, perhaps later on we'll go bear baiting, eh?
Brilliant. I certainly won't cry.
So, Will, as you know, the god-prodding purity it is in the city of four-star company beyond London's walls. So we plan to build south of the river in Southwark.
Yes, England's first purpose-built theatre. Think of it, Burbage. We're actually inventing the form.
Absolutely. It falls upon us to lay the very foundation stone of theatre architecture. So, a playhouse. is it?
A big space for people to stand in.
Yes, that's a good beginning. Yes, what else? What else?
Stage at one end, probably.
A stage, for certain, a stage.
This is so exciting, and since our building will be only for the production of plays and not also for boozing and bear baiting, as has been the custom to date, there's no limit to the effects we can install. Traps, drapes, screens. With such devices, great battles and mighty tempests can be presented.
Yeah? But really?
Not sure. Do you have an observation to make, Kemp?
Just saying, but battles, tempests, bit dated. Wrong thing to say. Don't care. Said it now, say.
Dated, Kemp.
Not gonna lie. All that shouting, all that, oh, I'm a king and my army's all dead. That's not relatable. That's not interesting.
And what do you suggest?
Well, instead of setting the big scene in a battle, why not set it in a king's counting house?
In an office?
Observational, see? Minimal is the new epic. Yeah? Instead of having heroic characters struggling with war and murder, they could all be really ordinary and worried about really tiny things like, ooh, did you use my quill? Oh, was that your quill? Well, yeah, that was my quill. It's got my name on it. Oh, sorry. Well, you can borrow it, but if you ask, maybe. Please respect my stuff. That sort of thing. It'd be brilliant.
Do shut up, Kemp.
We must consider the auditorium, too. We'll need a toilet, methinks. Will's plays be very long.
Very, very long.
Incredibly long. Like mad long.
They're not long.
A bit long, Will. Yes, we'll definitely need a big trench out the back to piss in.
And numerous closeted stalls for the ladies, 20 or 30, I'd say, otherwise there'll be a queue.
The ladies? You think we should cover for them?
Well, of course. Yeah, while there be no ladies on stage, many do attend the play.
Yes. Well, I suppose we could knock up a little shed and put a bucket in it. So, the conveniences. A 20-yard pissoir for the men and a single bucket in a cupboard for the ladies.
Mr. Burbage, a single stall. Surely you could see that at times of greatest traffic, such as the interval, a large queue will form of angry ladies with their legs crossed. Remember, Sirrah, that what we design here today will set the pattern for theatres across future centuries.
So, the investment's sorted. I'm off to the Red Lion. Burbage is conducting preliminary auditions for my Juliet, and if I'm not careful, he'll choose the wrong boy.
Oh, Mr. Shakespeare, let me try again. Please.
Kate, I've told you, in order to be a girl, you must first be a boy.
Give me another go. Give me some hints. I just need to get deeper into character.
Well, all right. Supposing we go to the tavern where the new American potato tuber be served, diced into batons and fried.
Oh, God, I love them.
Aye, all men do. Women also. And here, Kate, lies the rub, for without care you will be exposed.
How so, Mr. Shakespeare?
When the diced potato tuber be offered, do not refuse to order your own, only then to steal it from another's plate.
Oh, my God, I so do that.
For then we'll all at table know you are a girl.
I'll be so careful. Will you also lend me another suit of clothes so they don't recognize me from last time?
All right, but we have to hurry. Kate, you must decide.
I can't.
Every garment from the wardrobe has been hurled upon the bed, and yet you still claim that you have not a single thing with which to robe yourself.
Full, round, and plumpish all do make me look.
But, Kate, can't you see this is a case in point, as with the dice-fried tuber batons? Girls can't stop being girly. 'Tis at the very core of their nature. A man would simply grab the first pair of puffling pants to hand, give them the sniff test, and if they be not actually rotted with his dung, shove them on.
I've only ever owned a single pair. I've had these on for 15 years.
You must decide.
All right. Which do you think? These or these?
Those.
So you hate these? You think I look full, round and plumpish in these?
No, you asked me, by Jehovah's nostrils. You forced a choice upon me, and then you turned that choice into a slight. Was ever there a thing so girly? This is impossible.
All right. I'll go with these.
Finally. And actually, for what it's worth, I think you look very nice in those puffling pants.
Yeah, right, as if I do not. You're obviously lying.
Oh, God. Look, Kate, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing this. It's quite clear that you can never convince as a man, and therefore there is no possibility of your ever earning the opportunity to convince as a woman. Now, I have far more pressing concerns.
You wait, Mr. Shakespeare. I will find a way to prove my worth.
Kate. Gentle Kate. thou provest thy worth every day with thy joyous smile, thy girlish laugh, and the soft, tender grace that all Eve's daughters bring to the rough world of men.
Oh, Mr. Shakespeare, you are like he who gives support, like that which sweetens all that it covers. You are a great poet and like the heavens.
Kate, your words move me, but I would fain know their meaning.
Why, he who gives support is a patron. That which sweetens all that it covers be but icing. A great poet is a bard, and the heavens, of course, be starred. Put them together and you get...
Patron, icing, bard, starred.
I'll leave it with you.
God, her and her women's emancipation stuff.
Yeah. Talk about having a dice-fried tuba bat on her shoulder. So, here we go again. Application to the Ancient College of Heraldry for a Shakespeare coat of arms.
I don't know why you're bothering. We tried this years ago and got nowhere then.
Ah, but I was broke then and I'm not anymore. Well, Will ain't. Money talks and it's gonna say, John Shakespeare, gentleman.
Glaring contradiction in terms though that may be.
If you really want to be a gentleman, you could start by not constantly fussing about with your dangling tackle.
He hangs on to it while he's talking to people. I'm like, please, just die.
I have a bit of a fossick. It's not a crime.
One of the few things you do which isn't, Dad.
Why waste our money on trying to make that dirty old go posh?
Because his shame reflects on me, wife. I am the most divinely gifted poet in Christendom, and yet because I'm also the son of the dodgiest geezer in South Warwickshire, all the other snootish poets do laugh at me and call me the Oik of Avon. Brilliant! But this is England, and so spurious, unearned social status will polish even the most stinksome Turdington. By which, of course, I mean you, Dad. Thus must I bribe the odious Robert Greene that the Shakespeares may be gentlemen. Or in Dad's case, genitalmen.
Give it up, Mr. Shakespeare. You will never win a coat of arms. Your family be turnip-chewing country bumshankles without influence or connection. I doubt if you have so much as dined with a single person of rank or education in your entire life.
'Tis true, Master Green. Never did I dine with folderols, nor ever sup with pamperloins. But I do have £5.
Mr. Shakespeare, attempting to bribe an official of the crown is a criminal offence.
Bribe, sirrah? 'Tis but a gift, a token of my esteem. A very generous token of my esteem.
In which case, I accept it with thanks. Application denied. The door is behind you. Good day.
Unbelievable! The lickspittle nincombunion kept my money and gave me nothing!
And him a gentleman. Who'd have thought it?
Such corruption! To cheat a man offering an honest bribe! I can scarce credit it. Can you credit it, Kate?
What? Sorry, wasn't listening. Caught up in my new book, Sir Walter Raleigh's latest biggie. The discovery of the large, rich and beautiful empire of Guyana, with the relation of the great and golden city of Manoa, brackets, which the Spaniards call El Dorado, close brackets.
Catchy title.
Isn't it? I just can't get enough of these thrilling accounts of adventure and discovery. Queued all night for this one, got it signed too, which, incidentally, Sir Walter charged for, which I thought was a bit off, considering without us, he'd be nothing.
Sorry, without who, Kate?
Us, his fanaticals. We made him.
This would be a man who, among other things, established the first English colony in North America, named Virginia for the Queen, and brought potatoes to these shores.
Yes, that's right.
And you made him.
Absolutely.
Kate, it'd be a man's achievements that raise him up. Fame itself is ephemeral. It'd be like the tasty snack that a fond mother packs for the eager schoolboy against the hunger of the long afternoon.
What?
Gone by lunchtime.
But you want to be famous, don't you?
As a poet, Bottomy, if fame itself be more important than the means by which it be got, then will there dawn a day in Albion where we simply watch a gaggle of inadequates sitting about in a house and call them famous?
I think that could actually be quite an interesting social experiment.
It might start out that way, Kate, but it would soon degenerate into a fatuous game of who bonketh whom. Just off to Mr. Green's dinner party, Kate, but I wanted to drop Othello's hanky back.
Oh, no problem, Mr. Shakespeare. I've had quite a few prezzies since then. A bead necklace, a hollowed-out gourd, a potpourri of scented leaves and berries contained within the dried scroting sack of a defeated foe. Hottie's so romantic.
A hottie?
Oh, yes, 'tis my pet familiar for him. I fashioned it out of the first syllable of his name and the fact that I find him extremely and totally hot.
Yes, I think I got that.
He calls me Sweet Tits, which no doubt be a reference to adorable baby birds.
Yes, and tell me, Kate, have you yet confessed to Prince Othello that you are not, in fact, the Duchess of Northington, but a naughty imposter?
Oh, Mr. Shakespeare, Hottie won't mind that. He loves me, and amor vincit omnia.
Yes, hang on, I know this.
Virgil, love conquers all.
Love conquers all? Could have sworn that was one of mine. Virgil, you sure?
Quite sure. Nearly 2,000 years ago.
Right, so definitely out of copyright. And tell me, Kate, how do you see this relationship developing? Do you imagine yourself as the future Mrs. Othello?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Shakespeare. He's admitted to me that he's polygamous. And so if we married, I would in fact be one of 17 Mrs. Othellos.
Goodness, Kate. Could a proud Englishwoman ever accept such a demeaning situation?
Well, you see, Mr. Shakespeare, if, as a proud English woman, I marry a proud English man, he immediately takes all my property and has the right to make of me his slave and beat me without fear of law.
As would the Moor.
Yes, but with Othello, I would only get 1/17 of his attention, whereas in England, I would have to put up with some brutal bastable all on my own. For an Elizabethan woman, marriage is a percentage game.
Right, yes, I see that.
Plus, think of the adventure. To be with such a man as the Moor, a warrior who has sailed afar and seen the anthropophagi and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders.
Yes, well, I must admit that does sound like pretty exciting stuff. There was one other thing. I wanted to ask a favour. As you know, I'm hoping to petition the College of Heralds to grant the Shakespeares a coat of arms. Robert Greene has let slip that were so great a man as General Othello to plead my cause, Greene might be better disposed to consider it. So I was wondering...
Of course, Mr. Shakespeare. I'll have a word with Hottie, and I'll lay it on really thick. I'll say you're absolutely amazing and totally wonderful. Now, you have a lovely evening with Mr. Greene. I'm going to bury myself in Sir Walter Raleigh's book and dream of Hottie taking me in all those exotic places.
To, Kate? You mean taking you to all those exotic places?
I kind of think I know what I mean.
I expect you're all famished after your long journey. Well, there's a fine stew on the fire. Bottom, will you dish up?
Suppose I better I'd do. Whoever it was who coined the phrase, a change is as good as a rest, obviously wasn't a servant.
That was me, wasn't it? Yes, I think that's definitely one of mine.
So when my gran used to say that to me when I was a tiny, tiny lad, she was quoting you then, was she?
You really have got to stop taking well-known sayings and claiming you wrote them, Will. You're better than that, you know you are.
So, what's this new historical crap you're writing then, Will?
I'm going for the biggie, Dad. Henry VIII.
Henry VIII? I can't imagine anyone wanting to watch dramas about him or any of the Tudors.
That devil destroyed the one true faith.
Mum, we do not call Catholicism the one true faith. It was the one true faith under the last Queen. Under the current crazed harridan, it is satanic heresy. Do try and keep up.
I don't think Mr. Shakespeare should cover Henry VIII either, Mrs. Shakespeare. The man's life was one long catalogue of religious hypocrisy, domestic violence, and murders of convenience.
Sounds like my kind of play.
I'm sure he had a good side, some redeeming features.
Dad, he cut off 2 of his wives' heads.
I am aware, my sweet.
He didn't just say, oh, you don't really get me anymore, we need to give each other space. He cut off their heads.
Well, sometimes with relationships, it's better to make a clean break. Now, come on, everyone. We're looking for King Harry's positive points.
Well, he made Wales and England into one kingdom.
I think I'll leave that out. Not making any friends on either side there.
Although, of course, Plus, the union did make sound economic sense, promoting growth by breaking down trade barriers and allowing for free movements of goods, services and labour.
Yes, Kate, but if there's one thing we know about the British, be we Welsh, Scottish, or pardon me for living English, it's that when it comes to a choice between sound economic sense and bloody-minded petty nationalism, then the world can get Stufflington because we want our countries back, no matter how small, cold, wet, or utterly impoverished they may be. Anything else?
He wrote Green Sleeves.
He did not write Green Sleeves. That is a common misconception, which no doubt will be corrected with time.
He was a great scholar for all his boorish, violent ways. He wrote Assertio Septem Sacramentorum, a staunch defence of Catholicism, for which Pope Leo X gave him the title Defender of the Faith.
This would be the faith that a week later he started burning people for believing it.
The one true one.
No, Mum. Satanic heresy. You've got to try and get your head round that. Anything else?
Well, plenty, but none of it very nice. He passed the succession law, which declared his own daughters illegitimate.
Yes, not a good look. One thing calling your kids a couple of little bastables, we all do that. But it's another to make it an act of parliament. This is going to be tougher than I thought.
I'm telling you, Mr. Shakespeare, do Henry V, the hero of Agincourt.
And I'm telling you, Kate, he was a self-righteous bore. If I wrote a play about him, I'd have to come up with some other really memorable character to draw focus. Some gross and bawdy, but ultimately pathetic figure who could lead Prince Hal astray, thus mitigating his piety and creating a good dynamic for when Hal becomes king and must renounce his gadsome ways.
Well, that sounds promising.
Yes, but what form would this character take? Who could I base it on?
Here, Bottom, look at my parsnip. It's like a giant cod dangle with a couple of hairy Bollingbrookes. Brilliant!
Yeah.
Supper, if you please, Shakespeare.
Sir, an agent of the Crown has lodged himself in this house. You must leave at once.
Never. The road is dangerous and the night is wild. I shall leave early on the morrow. But fear not, till then will I keep to my room and be absolutely silent and discreet.
Yes, you must.
Apart, of course, from celebrating midnight mass later. What? Send supper to my room?
I'm Gertrude, a very sinful woman, and am come under cover of darkness to visit a gentleman in this house.
Good. Excellent. I must say, the Stratus tarting slaps are smartened up. Bottom, take this young lady up to Mr. Marlowe.
No sooner said than done.
Now that is one of mine, isn't it?
You can't claim to be inventing the entire English language.
Can't I, Botsky? Watch this space. Now, take Miss Gertrude to Mr. Marlowe. Let's hope she can keep Kit busy all night and the two of them make enough of a row to cover a midnight mass.
Oh, by the way, Shakespeare, this evening a certain member of the local gentry will be visiting to take communion.
What?
The Lady Gertrude is expected tonight.
What?
Send her up when she arrives. I'll hear her confession in my room.
I'm Gertie, a very sinful woman, and I'm come under cover of darkness to visit a gentleman in this house.
Ah, Lady Gertrude. I've been expecting you. Come to my chamber and we shall have a divine service.
Oh, that's what I'm here for, kind sir.
No!
You object, boy?
Wrong Gertrude.
First, I would speak with you of my deepest and most shameful thoughts.
Ooh, loving that, yeah. Bit of dirty talk does it for me. Fire away.
And if my sins be too great for forgiveness, then must I verily be flagellated.
Not normally my scene, but I don't mind experimenting a bit.
And finally, must I be brought to a state of ecstatic grace.
You and me both. Right, let's get to it.
Kit, you've got the wrong tarting slap. This one's yours.
Well, then who's this?
Mine. And Anne's. We become Swingletons. You know what goes on in boring country towns. We're all at it. We park our hay carts in quiet cul-de-sacs and watch each other.
Et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
Looks like you got away with it, Master. Kept them both busy.
Yes, but it was close. We nearly delivered a Catholic noblewoman to a government agent and a lowly tarting slap to a crazed religious zealot.
Well, I've turned some tricks in my time, but that ancient, doddering old arsemonger was the weirdest. He just wanted to serve me wafers and wine and talk Latin to me. Still, whatever turns them on. The price is still the same. A copper penny.
Oh, my goodly godlingtons. Gertrude was the tartling slap.
Which means Gertie was the noblewoman, and we sent her to Marlow.
Well, I must say, that was the most divine service I've ever had. I feel I've been to heaven and back. The Eucharist has certainly changed since I last had it ministered. In the old days, you kept your clothes on, and the priest only put a biscuit in your mouth. Now, money.
Money?
For the offertorium. A good Catholic never forgets alms for the poor. Here is a copper penny. Believe me, it was worth it. Priests were never like that before the Reformation.
How can this be? I feel my pulse quicken and my boobingtons do palpitate most mightily. 'Tis very madness. And yet, when he practices the sweet words of romance, I do totally find myself going diddly-doo-dah.
They're doing a lot of talking to themselves, which in my experience means things are going to start going very wrong.
Kate. Babes. Bambina.
See?
I love you. Like the wild pig, I long to snuffle your truffle. Can I hope that you love me?
Yes, yes, I love thee too.
Result, and yet late tonight I must to Verona. My ship awaits.
Hi, Sirrah. 'Tis against such a day that we have studied here in our little Verona. I, your Contessa, with a noose always at your service.
Pardon?
She means me.
Right, yes. Absolutely. Bit of a leap. Anyway, right now I must to the tavern, there to meet my sidekick, Valentine, but I shall return tonight for one final farewell.
Until tonight, gentle Christopher.
Please call me Kit. I am your Kit. Oh, such irony. I, your Kit, must get off when all I desire is for you to get your Kit off.
Oh, such a poetic soul.
Kate, weren't you listening? He said he wants to get your kit off.
Yes, but in a nice, romantic way.
Clear the decks, cancel all appointments. Green has tricked me into writing the wrong play for our new patron. He wants a light, romantic comedy set in an exotic location.
What are you going to do? You're absolute crap at comedy.
I am not crap at comedy.
Oh, you are a teeny bit crap at comedy, Mr. Shakespeare.
How can you say that? It's just mad. Every single history I've ever writ has contained at least one hilarious scene in which poor people of low social status with amusing names like Doll Tearpants and Ned Snatchbutt acted stupidly. So funny. But I've only ever done comedy scenes, never a whole comic play.
Well, at least all will be peaceful here, Mr. Shakespeare. My Italian lessons are done. Brave Kit must away on his country's service.
Yes, I passed him on the stair. He seemed different, as if some strange and luminous light shone from within. Possibly he bit on a bad oyster and was struggling to keep his buttocks clenched. Till he did smake the shitting ditch. Child, there is a blush to your cheek, and your boobingtons do palpitate most mightily. Have you been eating maggoty cheese?
'Tis not maggoty cheese which doth palpitate my boobingtons.
No, it's a cheesy maggot.
What? 'Tis not so.
She's only gone and got all diddly-doo-dah over Mr. Marlowe.
Kate, can this be true? Be you diddly-doo-dah over Mr. Marlowe?
Yes, and he is not a cheesy maggot. He's just a bad boy who needs a good girl. And what's more, he's diddly-doo-dah over me.
Kate, I'm sure he thinks he is, but that's Kit. He's a gadabout, like the newly discovered American hummingbird that doth flit from bud to bud. spreading wide the soft, damp petals, plunging deep its beak and lapping full fervent at the nectar within, using its curiously long and agile tongue.
Gosh, Mr. Shakespeare.
You're not helping, Master.
Ho, Sirrah!
Who comes? Sorry, bit blurry. These damn roses have made my eyes water. I do suffer from the summer snottage.
Sweet, he doth seek to hide his love from me with the old summer snottage excuse.
See, he did not recognise her.
His eyes are watering. He's got the summer snottage.
It is not the bloody summer snottage. It's because she's wearing puffling pants and a boy's hat.
Tell me, what is your business here?
Why, only to serve you, my lord. I am but a poor English boy, far from home.
Gadzooks, here's a happy chance. A servant will be useful in my pursuit of the divine Contessa. Very well. Boy, you may enter my service and know straight away that I do love.
Joy, he thinks only of me.
See, my love comes.
What?
Now hide we must behind this small tree, which, by strict convention, will render us invisible.
I thought this might happen. Kit's eye has lit upon another. Brilliant. That's the Act 2 opener right there.
Poor Kate. Her heart will be broken.
Not for long. Soon will she reveal herself as a girl and Marlowe's love will be rekindled.
Or not.
'Tis mine own Sylvia. Oh, she not radiant?
Aye, Sirrah. Radiant indeed. And yet, be there no sweet English girl at home whom you do hold in your heart?
Well, there was one, a bookish Polly Purepans whom I thought I did love, but I am so over her. La bella Sylvia be my love now. So far have I plighted my troth in vain. Therefore, I will send you in my stead. You are a charming, pleasant-voiced youth, and 'tis certain Sylvia will lend you her ear. Here, give her this token of my love.
Oh. This ring, sir, but surely 'tis most precious to you.
No, not really. Got it off a landlady's doors. I can't really see her having anything valuable to give away.
Save, perhaps, her heart?
Kit sends Kate to plead on his behalf with the very love token she gave him. Boom. Act 3 just wrote itself.
What a total bastable.
Don't worry. When she reveals herself, all will be well, and I'll have my finale.
Or not.
Madam, forgive my intrusion, but I bring word from my master, Christopher Marlowe.
Signor Marlowe? Well, what says he, girl?
Boy. I am a boy.
I see you are confused with your gender. Or perhaps just curious is more common than people think. Well then, boy, trapped in a girl's body. What message have you for me?
Only that my master does love you full well, and as a token of his love, does offer you this nipple ring, which didst pierce the nipples of his forebears.
Zoons. This lad doth have the very gift I gave Kate. It is Kate. Come in disguise, the better to be near me. And I've just sent her to declare my love for Sylvia. Awkward?
You go tell your master that both of my nipples be already pierced with finer jewels than this, huh? Besides, I do love another. My Valentine.
And I love thee.
A second lover. Brilliant. I'll certainly use that. And now will Kate reveal herself.
You were right to spurn Marlowe, Contessa. For once, he did love me.
See how she does shake out her hair most ravishingly. Now will Marlowe love her once again.
Kate, I've been a fool. Forgive me.
Boom. Textbook stuff. I predict a double marriage.
Or not.
Sylvia, will you give me your hand?
Yes.
Kate, will you give me your hand?
Yes.
What did I tell you?
The English foreplay, I've heard of this. Summon the priest. Bring the candles, burn the incense, let the twin weddings begin.
Except no laughter.
I thought you said play it for laughs.
I said comedy, mate, not laughs. Laughing is anti-comedy. I don't want to be told when to laugh.
Other people's laughter isn't telling you anything. It's just an innocent expression of collective jollity.
Collective jollity? What's collective jollity got to do with comedy? Comedy should be exclusive and elitist. If everybody gets it, then what's to get?
The joke?
And there's your problem right there, Burbage. In comedy, jokes are worse than laughter.
Mr. Burbage, halt hot rehearsals, I've had the most brilliant idea. A way to uplift and inspire, to fill our theatre with joy, to move people so much that they tell their friends and perhaps even return a second time themselves.
Oh, do not jest, Will. For word of mouth and repeat business are the holy grail of the theatre owner. For such things we would sell our souls.
Then pop your soul in a bag, mate, and I'll take it with me. Because I've got the answer. Music.
Music? Oh, dear, well, you really have lost your touch. We already use music, had you not noticed?
We strum our lutes at the beginning and we blow our pipes at the end.
And from what I've heard, Condell, you blow a few pipes in the interval too. Whoopsie-phobic or brave and edgy? You decide.
God, he's doing his laugh again.
I thought you said you didn't like laughter, Kem.
Group laughter, mate. Everyone laughing together. That's never right. But solo laughter, or me laughing very loudly and intrusively at something that nobody else finds funny, that's the mark of a comic genius.
Excuse me, I'm trying to tell you my brilliant idea. I didn't just mean music at the start and the finish, Burbage. I meant throughout. For add music to theatre, and what do you have?
Theatrical music?
Yes. No. Musical theatre.
Oh, my God, I love it.
Love what, Condell? Mr. Shakespeare has scarcely begun to explain himself.
I don't care. I love it anyway. Just those two words, musical theatre. They speak to my soul.
Of course they do. I'm talking about a play with songs. What's not to love?
Everything.
Let me think this through, Will. Are you suggesting that we find somebody to write songs to fit your plays?
Well, I thought that at first. You know, work with a composer on an original score. But then I thought, no, we need guaranteed hits. Lots of them. And how do we get those?
By using songs that are hits already?
Yes, by St. Bernard's buttered barm cakes. Yes, I'm on fire today. First, I invent the original stage musical, and then instantly make it obsolete by inventing the greatest hits musical.
Talk me through the detail.
Well, how does my Henry VI Part 1 open, for example?
At the funeral of Henry V, Bedford, Gloucester, Exeter, Warwick, Winchester, Somerset are gathered to mourn the king.
Each speaks at length. A soldier brings news that France is lost. Further extended monologues ensue. It's a very long scene.
Very long.
Like mad long.
It is not long at all. 25 minutes at most, and it flies by. But I admit that you don't exactly go home humming it. But imagine if, instead of opening with 15 pages of blank verse, we opened with, "Now is the month of Maying."
My God, 'tis a thought.
A brilliant, magical thought. I love, love, love it. I can see it now. Act 1, Scene 1, London, 1422. The street is filled with lovable Cockney characters, cheeky street urchins, costermongers, pretty flower girls, a perambulating top or two.
Enter the new king!
Strike up the players!
And the whole company sing "Now is the month of Maying."
2 minutes later, the entire audience will be on their feet with their arms swaying in the air. La 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 la.
One more time! For ale, Miss Lucy. Preview was a smash. They loved it.
They certainly did, Mr. Burbage. Everyone says they are going to go again and again. You should do an African musical next. My people have wonderful music using polyphonic ostinato. Also, call and response choral rhythms. You could do a story about a lion cub who can't wait to be king.
Can't really see people wanting to watch a story like that, Lucy.
Besides which, the theatre is full. Norwich Boy will run forever!
Hooray! Its run is already over, Mr. Burbage. Today's preview was the first and last performance.
Just how do you intend to stop us, Master Green?
Why, by abusing my power and my position, of course. All men crave social status, particularly lowly artists.
Oh, I get it. I'll handle this, Burbage. So, Master Green, you see that I have a hit, and in your jealousy I come as Master of Heralds to offer noble rank in exchange for pulling the show.
Well, 'tis certain a gentleman could ne'er be associated with such an endeavour as this.
Sorry, Green, but it won't work. I would love for my father to gain his family coat of arms, which is his dearest wish of all. But sod him. I will not cancel my greatest hits musical.
But, Mr. Shakespeare, you misunderstand me. This is not about you.
Sorry, Geezer, I'm pulling the gig. You can't use my songs.
Tomster, we have a hit. Surely there's nothing that a rocking and a roistering popular music star wants more than a hit.
Well, there is one thing, Mr. Burbage. Unfortunately, I was able to recommend to the Queen that he gets it. Was I not, Sir Tommy?
Very nice. Very tasteful. Loving that.
Knighted? Him? But the bloke's a shameless tax avoider.
I've done a lot of work for charity.
Yes, the knighthood is principally for Sir Tommy's charity work.
Which I've done a lot of.
What? What bloody charity work? We never get told, do we?
Couple of posh galas for the orphans. The occasional sumptuous dinner for the starving.
So you've been knighted for avoiding tax and showing off.
Yes, I think that is generally considered to be the proper heraldic process.
God, I hate this sceptred bloody isle.
Sir Tommy understands the ways of the world, Mr. Shakespeare, because, you see, he is a gentleman. Something nor you nor your father will ever be. Good day.
I just want to make music, man.
Well, canst not let the theatre go dark. We'll be ruined.
Well, we could just do the play straight, with lengthy monologues instead of songs.
I suppose we have no choice. But what would you call it?
A comedy of mistakes, misunderstandings, and coincidences.
Basically, it's just a comedy of errors.
Errors? Oh, I like that. That's good. I'll use that. A comedy of mistakes, misunderstandings, coincidences, and errors. Brilliant.
Finish your great teen romance, Mr. Shakespeare. Let me be your Juliet.
No, Kate. Quite apart from anything else, I just don't think the public wants to see a love story.
Certainly not one like your Two Gentlemen of Verona, where the hero brazenly cheats on the heroine, and yet you have her marrying the handsome Bastable anyway.
I needed a happy ending.
Well, it might have been nice if it had developed out of plot and character instead of simply being nailed on at the end.
If Faith the maid is right, I did just nail it on at the end. I canst only hope that the verse with which I nailed it be so obscure that future generations, trusting in my genius, will just think they're being stupid and have missed something. Look, I'm sorry, Kate. I know you want to play Julian.
Juliet.
As I said, Juliet. And I would love to see the play performed, but as you know, it's a work in progress. I've got my double death ending, but much else remains unwritten. For instance, I need a lot more lines for the amusing nurse.
No! Don't do it, Master. Less lines. Trust me, Kate read me a bit. The nurse really gets on my nerves.
She could be getting a teeny bit irritating with her endless clucky-duckiness, Mr. Shakespeare.
Which is why she needs more lines. You know my rule, if you're in a comedy hole, keep digging. I'm not going to do it now. It's a romance, and I can't risk a kissy-wissy, gropey-pokey load of sopply old Mushington right now. My next play must be a smasheroo. You know my dream.
To be recognised now and for all time as indisputably the greatest writer that ever lived, and to buy the second biggest house in Stratford.
Exactly. That's it, in a nutshell.
In a nutshell? What does that mean?
Oh, 'tis just one of the numerous inspired phrases which I am wont to coin, and which I'm confident will enter the common idiom.
Well, good luck with In a Nutshell, because I think it's stupid. I mean, you couldn't really get anything at all inside a nutshell, because they're very, very small. And also full of nut. Clues in the name.
Your observations, Bottom, are neither here nor there.
Is that another one?
Yes, just invented it. When it comes to language, the world's mine oyster. In fact, I'm so clever, I could end up with too much of a good thing.
Maybe you should stop now.
Can't. They just pop up all of a sudden. But give the devil his due. There's method in my madness.
Really, stop it.
Why? 'Tis a foregone conclusion that they'll leave you bedazzled and in stitches, and before long you'll be demanding more with bated breath.
The world's your oyster. Why would that be a good thing?
Tad obscure. What the dickens? I'll spoil my spotless reputation. Must be tired. I didn't sleep one wink. If I'm not careful, you'll send me packing on a wild goose chase, and I'll vanish into thin air or be dead as a doornail.
Stop it! I really mean it. You're very clever, Mr. Shakespeare, but you can be an awful show-off.
But with a heart of gold.
No! Just a show-off.
Aye, there's the rub.
Stop it! And actually, I happen to know you didn't originate the phrase dead as a doornail.
I blooming did.
You bloomin' didn't. William Langland did in his Middle English allegorical narrative poem, Piers Plowman.
Faith, the bothersome girl is right. Filched have I some of my finest phrases from prior sources and common usage. I can only hope that as years go by, the original derivation will fade from memory, and I'll get all the credit. We're in Padua, and Lucentio wants to marry Bianca. Beautiful, sweet, obedient, and, of course, as hot and steaming as a fresh cowpat in a frosty meadow.
I must say, I like her.
My kind of girl.
You don't think it might be nice to give her a few tiny extra elements?
What elements did you have in mind, Kate?
Oh, I don't know. A character, maybe? A personality?
Kate, you weren't listening. I told you. She's mild, sweet, obedient, and hot. How much character and personality do you want?
Must say, you're onto a winner here, mate. Cool Lucentio falls for hot Bianca and marries her. Perfect plot, job done. Let's go to the pub.
Oh, but I'm not finished. That's not all of it.
You got enough, mate? Quit while you're ahead.
That's what I keep saying.
You do this all the time.
Overcomplicate things.
Come up with a perfectly nice plot of boy meets girl, boy gets girl, and then you ruin it with all your usual rubbish of mistaken identities, absurd coincidences, supernatural interventions.
People not recognising their own lovers because they're wearing tiny, tiny masks. It's just daft.
Actually, I think Mr. Shakespeare's plot be already too complex.
Really, Kate? How so? I've scarce begun it.
Well, boy meets girl, boy gets girl. Why not just say boy owns girl and leave it at that? Perhaps displaying your leading lady alluringly clad and in a cage.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Look, I don't need a new idea or a new plot, complex or otherwise. I've got a plot, and it's brilliant. Lucentio loves Bianca. But Bianca has a sister, Catherine, who be all that Bianca is not. She be bold, assertive, opinionated, feisty.
Can I play her?
No, Kate. So, of course, no one would dream of marrying her.
Well, obviously, you'd have to be insane.
Thus, Bianca and Catherine's dad declares that none may marry sweet Bianca until he's offloaded Bolingbroke-busting Catherine.
Now, this is good.
Enter Lucentio's pal, Petruchio. A charming but feckless fellow.
Loving him already.
He needs a fortune, and he doesn't care who he marries to get it.
What a rogue, my kind of guy.
He offers to take Catherine and commences to break her spirit by starving her, refusing her clothing, and depriving her of sleep for days on end.
That's perfect.
And does Catherine cut this pervert's throat in the night with a rusty knife?
No, she allows herself to be happily broken and is soon hilariously agreeing with everything her husband says. I have a lot of fun with that. Driven to a compliance bordering on dementia, Catherine accepts that the sun is the moon and that an old man is a beautiful young maiden.
That's going to get a big laugh, that. Bossy Burgo's raving tonto. Love it.
I've took it already.
Anyway, Lucentio marries Bianca and Catherine marries Petruchio, and at the wedding, the reformed Harridan delivers a lengthy monologue about women being obedient to men.
What, there's even a moral? Oh, I don't know how you do it, Will.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's a winner. It'll be your most popular comedy yet.
Mr. Shakespeare, please do not write this appalling story.
Too late. Did it on the coach from Stratus. Burbage has it now. It's called The Taming of the Shrew.
Oh, best title ever. End of.
I have invented a new phrase, Mr. Shakespeare, especially for you.
Really, Kate? That's very flattering.
Yes, it is. For you are strong as if made from chain, exciting like a pageant. You have risen up from nowhere as if a city on water. You are a guiding light and the very heart of a man.
Your words move me, sweet Kate, but I would fain know their meaning.
Why, mail is made from chain, a pageant is a show, the city on water be naught but Venice. The light that guides is a star, and the heart of a man is his soul. Put them all together and you get...
Mail, show, Venice, star soul.
Anyway, did you have a good journey, love?
Astonishingly, no. Didn't get to sit down till Leamington Spa.
You gotta get there early if you want a good seat.
I know that, Dad, and I did. 3 hours early, and I got a lovely seat at the back by a window, and mark this, there sat none beside me. I put my cloak and pork pasty upon the adjoining place, avoided all eye contact as others boarded, and my ruse worked. Despite the coach being passing full, I myself had room to spare.
A double seat.
Aye, ma'am, a double seat is indeed such stuff as dreams are made of. But soon did it become a very nightmare, as the hour of our departure comes, and yet we do not move. We sit and we sit. Now come travellers who would have missed this coach had it left upon its hour. Coachman, bar the door, I shouted. These travellers have missed this coach. The fact that it is still here is a technicality.
Quite right, you have to make a fuss in this world.
But I fussed in vain, Mum. The shabby grotling just grinned at me through toothless, rotting gums as first one, then another tardy traveller crowded in upon us. My coat and pasty were soon challenged, of course. Is anybody sitting there? Why do people ask that? Yes, actually, there is, but he's invisible. Of course nobody's sitting there. That's the whole futtocking point.
And so you had to shift your pasty?
Yes, while a girthsome yeoman who appeared to have eaten a turd omelette for breakfast crushed himself against me and began to scratch inside his codpiece. And still the coach doth not depart. Now we are jammed together like two boobies in a bodice. The stinksome bumshank of an unwashed peasant be in my face, my pasty knocked to the floor, which the dangle scratcher picks up for me using his dangle-scratching hand. So that now I cannot eat it, but must still thank Itchy Dangle for his kindness through clenched teeth.
And I don't suppose any explanation was given.
Why would there be, when imposing arbitrary inconvenience on the travelling public is the sworn duty of all who administer Albion's transport infrastructure?
But it moved in the end, son. I mean, you're here, aren't you?
No, Dad. It did not move. For finally, there comes a voice. This coach has developed a fault, and we must needs abandon it. Another awaits behind. So now you see the satanic conclusion to my tale. Suddenly, having been first on...
Oh, my God, you're last off?
Yes! A perfect storm of transport horror. I waited 3 hours to get a good seat, and now the mooching hooligans who should have missed it are first in the new queue.
Well, you should have said something.
I did say something. Coachman, ho, I shouted. Those who boarded last must do so again. Lock the new coach until I, who was first, can enter.
And did he?
Yes, he did. Except, no, he didn't. He just laughed and all made merry at my expense as I struggled on last and the door was forced closed behind me with my arsing cheeks caught in the gap. God, I hate this sceptred bloody aisle.
So, the Capulet Ball. Tybalt has departed in disgust. Romeo, fearless in his enemy's house, spies the exquisite Juliet across the room. Instantly is smitten. The gadsome youth has found true love. Their eyes meet. He approaches her. He takes her hand. The world stands still. He speaks.
Congratulations. You've been pulled.
The line, Kemp, is, if I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Yeah, and my line's better.
Kemp's line was rather more succinct. Yours is a tad obscure.
Oh, very obscure.
Like mad obscure.
It's not obscure at all. It's as clear as fairy snot. Romeo sees Juliet's hand as sacred, like a shrine. He says if she's offended by his touch, she should imagine his lips are two visiting pilgrims and let him kiss it better.
You're joking. That's what it means.
That's amazing. I had no idea.
Nor me.
Juliet coquettishly replies,
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Oh, their hands kiss, palm to palm. Oh, I like that. That's sweet.
And, of course, there's also the highly amusing internal pun.
There's a pun? Oh, God.
Obviously, there's a pun. People love my puns. They love how obscure they are. Palmer is archaic slang for pilgrim. So Romeo, having called himself a pilgrim, is now offering a palmer's palm. So funny. It'll stop the show.
Maybe you could afford to lose that one, Mr. Shakespeare. Bit weak.
It is not weak. It's a bolted-on pant wetter. And in my view, it'll get even funnier as the meaning of the pun fades ever further into history. Now, proceed. Romeo asks, Kemp.
Have not saints lips?
And Juliet teases back.
Aye, pilgrim. Lips that they must use in prayer.
She's flirting, saying, naughty boy, you should use your lips for prayer, not kissing.
Yes, I think I got that one.
Then Romeo says, oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
No, you've lost me again now.
I must confess, I did start to glaze over.
Oh, for God's sake, Romeo is praying for a kiss, and if Juliet doesn't grant it, he'll lose his faith.
So Juliet teases. Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
A holy saint isn't going to be giving out kisses even to answer a prayer. Then naughty Romeo, who by this time be as hornsome as the newly discovered African rhinoceros, which has, as you know, a very large horn, says, then move not, while my prayer's effect I take.
Pucker up, babes.
And Romeo kisses Juliet.
Oh, now that is a cracking good scene.
Yes, it's pretty good, Will. I must say, congratulations.
Now I understand it. I consider it destined to become one of the most celebrated lovey-kissy moments in all English theatre.
One of? One of? Oh, thanks very much, Condell. Talk about damning with faint praise.
It's a good start, yeah? Two teens hook up at a party, like it, but to make it brilliant and edgy, they should get totally lathered and go get tattoos. Yeah? And Juliet passes out in the kitchen. Oh. Romeo cops off with her best mate. Juliet wakes up, stuck with his name tattooed on her bum.
Mr. Kemp, let us hope that the day never dawns in Albion when tales of young love will be reduced to mere celebrations of drunkenness and copulation.
Keep wishing, mate. History's on my side.
Blimey. Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery?
Thou speakst the right. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile when I of fat and bean-fed horse beguile. But since in daisy chains I've got you, just call me Puck. That's as in what the.
Why then, naughty sprite? What the puck would you with me?
A clever bargain would I strike with you, sir. In love, methinks thou art a total loser. But put this potion in your sweetheart's eyes, and when she wakes, she'll get a big surprise. To him whom first she sees, her heart's enthralled, even if, like you, he ends up going bald.
And he gave me the potion.
Oh, my goodness. And it all came true.
Well, not entirely. As you can see, I didn't go bald. Just a little bit less not bald, which is a completely different thing. Anyway, Puck charged me fully 5 shillings for the potion. Every penny I had, in fact. But a small price to pay for a lifetime of domestic bliss, because it worked. Mine Anne has been besotted with me ever since, just as I am with her. Well, I mean, we've had our ups and downs.
The Dark Lady episode, for instance. Sweet Amelia Leia, daughter of the Venetian court musician, whom you did lust after most handsomely.
Yes, I do admit a brief and unfortunate infatuation there.
And the fair youth, whom also did you want to roister most rigidly?
For the final time, Bottom, I did not want to rigidly roister the Earl of Southampton. Honestly, I just don't know how these rumours get about.
Well, you did write most gushsomely about wanting to expend your spirit in his waste of shame.
By which I meant have a nice chat, obviously. But never mind all that. The point I'm making is that my Midsummer's play be not fey whimsy, but gritty realism.
And you don't think this puck bloke might have been a con man?
Absolutely not. The potion worked. Anne's constant heart is proof of that. And now that we have established beyond any doubt that A Midsummer Night's Dream is definitely not mimsy-wimsy, soppy-grotty doodah, I must return to the question of gagging up the big reveal scene. I've promised Burbage that I'll give the lowly weaver a hilarious name, but what could that name be, Bottom? I ask you, Bottom, what could it be?
I've no idea, Master.
Also, Burbage is expecting a big visual gag, and I'm equally at a loss for inspiration there.
In come I to make an ass of myself.
What merry trick is this?
Who am I?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Marlowe!
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I just thought I'd have a bit of fun with my latest trophy. Me and a couple of posh mates just been on a stag hunt.
Mr. Marlowe, so that's his head.
Yeah. So much easier to bag. I mean, think about it. Stag, 5 hours creeping through streams and gorse to probably miss anyway. Ass, tethered to a post in a small paddock. You do the maths. Anyway, I thought I could hang it here till I get my permanent dig. So, oh, I just love its proud brow and noble expression.
Gosh, Kit, what fun. And nice to have something to take my mind off my search for a really telling comic image for my Midsummer's play.
By the fairies' false fandangles does this fond fool think to gull me. 'Tis clear this soothing balm of which he speaks is the very potion with which he did seek to enchant his Anne. 'Tis certain he intends to ensure that Lord Aegeus be the first person I lay eyes on the morrow. Well, while I be very sure that this be not magic at all, and none but a con man's trickery, nonetheless, I see a way to serve his trick back up to him and put an end to his hopes that I marry Warty. Who the maid? Me the maid.
Robert Green has come a-calling.
I am arrived at this ridiculously early hour, as instructed Mr. Shakespeare, a most uncivilized imposition.
Well, you know, today's the big decision day, and Kate just couldn't wait to see Lord Aegeus. He will be here shortly?
I trust your urgent summons means the girl has come to her senses.
Absolutely. She will love Lord Aegeus most fervently the moment she sets eyes on him. But 'tis crucial that when his lordship arrives, we hide ourselves, that when Kate emerges, she sees only him. She must see his lordship first.
I need no potion to perform my magic trick. Just a fine brain and a firm resolve. Oh, Bottom! Bottom! My nighttime turding pot be fully rank and loaded. Canst thou turf its contents from the window? Oh, Bottom! Bottom!
Kate's awake. She'll want a turd-in pot turfed.
Bottom, no!
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
Angel, Kate, it's me, Bottom. I've come for your turd-in pot.
You're so beautiful.
No! What madness is this?
'Tis as if I see thee for the first time. My Bottom, come, embrace my Bottom, kiss my Bottom, caress, cuddle and delight my Bottom.
Bottom's his name.
Oh, and of course that's all right then. Except not! Lord Aegeus will do dark murder to us all!
His Grace the Lord Aegeus.
I've come for the girl.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I'm spoken for. I love my Bottom.
And with good reason. Fine buttocks, strong flanks, like a noble horse. It's your athletic equine quality that attracts me.
Your Grace, this foolish, wicked girl doth reject your advances. She loveth another.
Never! If I can't have her, no one shall. I will ruin her. I will ruin you all.
Bottom, grab Mr. Marlowe's trophy, and when I shout ass, put it on, and everybody duck. Look over here, Lord Aegeus. Ass!
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? You are the most attractive biped I have ever seen. I do love thee. I shall mount thee.
Run, Bottom! Lose him in the local paddock. He can take his pick.
What madness is this? There is sorcery afoot. Lord Aegeus, what aileth thee?
Well, that was all a bit weird.
A toast to my dad, John Shakespeare, gentleman at last.
And anyone who says I ain't, I'll whack 'em on the bum with me heraldic shield.
We finally got our coat of arms. I am a Pampaloin once more, as I was in the house of my father. No longer the wife of a grotsome old barfing hog, for now I be married to a gentleman.
I still can't quite believe it. Chief Harold Green swore he'd do anything to deny us.
Ah, but that was before the Queen saw my big Midsummer donkey gag play. She loved it and decreed that only the son of a gentleman could have writ such wit. And thus has she made me posh.
But, Master, you've always railed and ranted against how the Pampaloins and Folderols are on top in England just because they're posh.
Yes, Bottom, but that was before I managed to weasel my way into the club. Now I'm posh myself. I see the English class system as entirely appropriate, my own elevation wholly merited, and those beneath me a bunch of feckless, undeserving oiks.
Wish I could have been there to see Green's face, but can't risk going out in public. Too many knives sharpened. Too many musket balls with my name on them.
Really, kid? I knew you were lying a bit low, but you're in real danger.
Mortal, mate. The whole spy gig's gone completely puffling pan-shaped. The Crown suspects me of being a double agent. My own fault. Keep getting Pislington and forgetting which near-identical branch of the same religion we're supposed to hunt down and kill.
Well, yes, it is confusing.
Which has not gone down well with the god-prodding Purities who also accuse me of being an atheist. I mean, in truth, Will, I'm in so much danger, I'll be better off dead. Cheers.
Hey up, the girls are back. Sounds like they've had a good time too.
It was good of Kate to take our Sue out sightseeing.
Well, who better to show her all London's spiritual treasures than a studious, sober, serious-minded girl like Kate?
Oh, my giddly goodly godlingtons, we have bought so much craplington.
Look at this brilliant shirting vest, Dad, with a comical motif stitched upon it. My friend hath visited London, and all I got hath be this stupid undershirting. Isn't it brilliant?
And look at all these sweet London souvenirs. A little severed head of a traitor on a keychain. A little incinerated Catholic martyr on a keychain. A little rotting plague corpse on a keychain. A little country maid who had journeyed here in search of honest work, but within 6 weeks has become a toothless, pox-ridden prostitute on a keychain.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kate. I think we get the gist. Right, you lot, if you'd like to start packing up, I'm sure Dad's busy.
Yes, wife, 'tis true. I'm terribly pushed just now. Mine sublime big donkey gag play has been such a smasheroo that Burbage demands I write another comedy. Yet I have not a comic idea in my head.
That's never stopped you before.
His comedy made you a gentleman. Now, come on, let's get out of his hair.
Yeah, what there is of it.
Which is, in fact, a lot, daughter. The impression of thinning is a trick of the light caused by my unusually shiny scalp.
You're bold, son. Own it. I apologise to no man, especially now I'm very, very posh and terribly refined. And quite the thing, don't you know? Watch out below, don't you know?
We will rehearse the scene now and perform it later in a crowded tavern. So, to work. Mr. Marlowe arrives at the tavern full of fury.
Intent on killing me?
Yes, that's right. You're playing his uncle Claudius.
Claudius? Why Claudius?
Oh, just thought it was a good name for a murdering, cuckolding Barstable.
Ah, so he's a murdering, cuckolding Barstable, is he? I like it. I shall give him a stoop and a limp for extra naturalism.
Love it. Now, Marlowe wants you dead because you poisoned his dad.
Tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
I certainly will. He poured it in his ear. I'm sorry, that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, I want to poison my brother. How shall I do it? Shall I secretly put it in his wine? Or discreetly bake it in his pie? No, I'll pour it in his ear. Isn't that how everybody poisons people?
But actually, I do think Mr. Shakespeare's right.
Thank you, Burbage.
Yes, the odd comic detail will pique the public interest in the case.
It is not comic. It's cruelly poignant. Now, having murdered Hamlet's dad, Marlowe's dad, Uncle Claudius is now a-dallying with Marlowe's mum. Mr. Condell, you will play Kit's mother, Gertrude.
Quite a challenge. I'm horribly young for it.
Gertrude and Claudius are flirting together, and Marlowe arrives full of fury, bent on revenge.
I leap to my feet, a savage, stooped and limping villain. We fight, he dies. I like it. Yes, an excellent plot, and one I feel sure will satisfy the authorities.
Don't be ridiculous. That's not a death scene. Blimey, there's only one death. Besides which, we need complex motivations. Kit had a girlfriend, Ophelia, who has been driven mad.
Trying to follow this plot? Who said that? I did, so...
Because Kit has previously accidentally stabbed her father.
Tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
He was hiding behind a curtain and Kit stabbed him by mistake. Which is not funny. Ophelia, of course, goes mad with grief and dies.
Tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
She drowned in a duck pond.
There's a duck pond in this pub, then?
The duck pond is off stage. Elsewhere. Her death is reported. And will, in my view, one day provide the excuse for many pervy paintings by dirty old artists depicting dead nymphets in wet nighties. But the point is, Ophelia's death is important backstory, because as Kit turns up, hell-bent on confronting his wicked uncle...
Yes, just to be clear here, Will, how does Mr. Marlowe know that it's his uncle who's killed his father?
Yes, tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
His father's ghost told him. Which is not funny. So Mr. Marlowe, plagued by his father's ghost, has come to kill his uncle. Just then, Laertes turns up. That's you, Kemp.
So, Laertes, have I missed something?
He's Ophelia's brother, bent on avenging his father and his sister.
So we now have two sons avenging their fathers. Isn't this getting a little confusing, Will?
How? How is it confusing? One of the avenging sons is avenging his stabbed father and drowned sister, and the other is avenging his poisoned father and defiled mother. How could that be any clearer?
Can't think.
So, Burbage and Condell are sitting in the pub together having a flirt and a banter.
Can I have some pickled herrings to toy with? I'd like a bit of business, as I don't seem to have much in this scene.
No, Mr. Condell, because I know you, and suddenly Marlowe's death would be all about the pickled herring.
That's an outrageous slur.
Kit bursts in, full of murderous fury. But then Laertes also bursts in, also full of murderous fury. Kemp wounds Kit, but in the struggle, Kemp dies.
Tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
By stabbing himself.
As you do.
Condell, seeing her son wounded and feeling a bit guilty about rogering his uncle, also dies.
Tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
She drinks some conveniently placed poisoned wine.
Did she pour it in her ear? I've heard that's the best way to take poison.
Kit, sorely wounded but driven by vengeful fury, stabs Burbage, who also dies. Kit then dies as well before all order is restored.
Oh, tell them how, Mr. Shakespeare.
By the arrival of the Norwegian army. None of which is funny.
So what's this three-casket business got to do with a merchant, anyway? Is he Portia's suitor?
No, that's Bassanio. But Bassanio is too poor to marry Portia, so he asks his mate, the merchant, Antonio, to lend him some cash. Unfortunately, Antonio's cash is all tied up at sea, so he has to borrow it from a kindly old moneylender called Timothy. Now, Timothy's daughter Jessica is in love with Lorenzo, a friend of Bassanio's.
Nodding off already. Sorry, mate, sounds like a right load of over-convoluted puffling porridge, if you ask me.
Yeah, kind of no.
On the plus side, over-convoluted puffling porridge has never let you down before.
But people like a bit of edge, something new. I've got a clown called Lancelot Gobbo, which is a very funny name. But what else? I need a big, important, timeless issue to put at the heart of the new piece. But it's not as if a big, important, timeless issue is just going to come walking through the door.
Gosh, that was scary, but also wonderful, being part of such a big, important, timeless issue.
Goodness, Kate, where have you been?
At the anti-immigrant riots. I've been on the counter-demonstration, defending the French and Dutch refugees who have come here escaping religious persecution on the continent. It's worse than the Dutch church riots of 1593.
Yes, I fear anti-European sentiment is getting worse.
Well, they're everywhere. Talking foreign and eating weird food. I mean, soft cheese. What's all that about? Cheese is meant to be hard. When I see soft, runny cheese for sale at market, I feel alienated and uncomfortable in my own city.
The other day, I was confronted by a furious crowd because a woman thought I was concealing a baguette in my tights. I mean, laughable misunderstanding, of course. Just pleased to see her.
The times really are turning ugly. Our maids and matrons protest group was continually interrupted by groups of apprentice boys, demanding that we display to them our boobingtons and even threatening our honour. Strange how some men's considered response to a woman expressing a political view or merely going about her business is sexual harassment. I'm sure that in centuries hence, men will be sufficiently emotionally mature to reject such patriarchal intimidation, or, if not, women will finally begin to stand up to it and name and shame those responsible.
Blimey, Kate, have a care. I mean, that could go horribly, horribly wrong. I mean, what of jolly banter? Yeah? What of harmless japesome japey-japes? Why, if women were to set out on such a chillingly threatening course, I mean, men would scarce be able to admire a purtsome bumshank, insist upon an overly long hug with a junior employee, or make creepy observations masquerading as compliments at Christmas parties.
Strangely, I think I could live with that.
In the meantime, the only comfort we may take from this awful anti-European rioting is that if ever such an influx of foreigners happens again, government can prepare for it properly. Affording extra funding for expanded community services and not simply dumping the incoming migrants on the poorest areas.
Yes. At least if those lessons are learned, then something good will come of this.
Meanwhile, I can't talk about prejudice, bigotry and intolerance of minorities all day. I have to find a big, important issue to put at the heart of my Merchant of Venice.
This new actor is expected any moment and Will is late upon his hour.
Sorry, the anti-immigrant protests have closed half the town.
Some are saying it could be as bad as 1517, when the blood of butchered foreigners did flow through London streets and Sir Thomas More himself faced down the mob.
You're so old, you were probably there. Old fart phobic or bravely challenging old fart phobia? You decide.
Yes, but to business. We are assembled to consider acquiring this new player who's causing quite a stir.
I've asked Kate along. I thought it could be useful to get a woman's perspective.
Such a privilege.
As long as she doesn't try and get the job herself. We've seen her girlish tricks before.
On my honour, sir.
Oh, there's no honour when it comes to getting a part, Ducky. I've torn the coconuts off more convincing girls than you.
So, what are the qualities we should be looking for in this actor?
Well, shouting, obviously, and strutting. Yes, we're looking for an actor who can shout and strut.
I am the actor Wolf Hall. But I do not shout, and I do not strut. I've developed a revolutionary new style. Subtle, nuanced, emoting from within by means of long, sad-eyed stares. Pregnant with weary wisdom and penetrating perception.
Next!
Stay a moment, Burbage. He may have something.
Here is my Thomas Wolsey. And here, by way of contrast, is my Thomas Cromwell. Now, my Thomas More.
Actually, fair play. He gives good Thomas.
I must admit he is subtle and nuanced. Those eyes, so sad.
And so pregnant with weary wisdom and penetrating perception. I imagine audiences will happily watch the actor Wolf Hall stare wearily and wisely for minutes at a time.
Blimey, if we had him in a show, my plays would be twice as long. Richard III would be 8 or 9 hours. How good would that be?
Book him, Mr. Burbage. Trust me, us brainy birds will go totally wibbly-wobbly for an actor like that. This gal's already a member of the Wolf Pack. Woo!
Well, he does have a certain presence, I admit. Perhaps in smaller roles.
There are no small roles for the actor Wolf Hall, Mr. Burbage. With a stare as weary, penetrating, and perceptive as this, every role is a lead. The actor Wolf Hall bids you good day.
Make way!
Sir, what ails her?
Panic not, Mrs. Shakespeare. The maid hath but fainted.
Fainted? But why?
A dreadful confrontation in the tavern, Mrs. Shakespeare. Susanna was making merry with a group of young people when a boy called Claude did approach and defame her most vilely, calling her a tarting slap.
I Sue, a tarting slap, never.
Afraid so, Mrs. S. Seems she was seen snogging some other bloke and letting him cop a feel up.
I never done it, Mum, I swear.
Fear not, Susanna. You have been the victim of a foul plot, which I, as master of the watch, have uncovered. Tell them everything you told me. Omit nothing.
Omitting nothing, sir. I said, hello, Master Shakespeare. 'Tis a bit of a chilly night. You said, bloomin' chilly, Master Dugbury. 'Twould freeze the Bolingbrookes off.
When I said omit nothing, I meant omit nothing important. You are a ass.
Permission to object, sir. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years?
Suspect? He means respect. What a hilarious confusion of language. Wish I'd written it.
I'm sure in time you will.
I was doing my watching. I was watching here. I was watching there. I was watching everywhere. That'd be my job, as we be called the watch.
And then you heard something.
I did, sir, which I hope did not exceed my duties, sir, being as how we be not called the listen.
Tell them what you heard.
A very rogue and peasant knave called Don John, sir, boasting as how he had done a trick by snogging up the sluttage Margaret, but telling Claude as how he'd been snogging up the chaste Susanna. I have him locked up, sir, and the whole village will know of his slander.
Thank you. You are dismissed.
Well, we must also take our leave. Big show tomorrow.
It's so important to bring arts to the regions. It's very culturally divisive that the entertainment industry is so London-centric.
Like mad culturally divisive.
I agree. Why should there not be a theatre or production facility elsewhere? The Lancashire village of Salford, for example.
Except then we'd all be horribly inconvenienced whenever we wanted to work there.
Unless we moved, I suppose. Went to live in the north.
Perhaps best left as it is, so we'll see you on. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bird.
Oh, well done, husband. Brilliant police work. A rogue unmasked and Susanna's name be cleared.
And I can get my Claude back.
This Claude must be taught a lesson before he be welcomed back into the fold. And I have a brilliant idea.
Oh, God.
We must tell him that Sue did not faint, but died. Of a broken heart. Then will I, as stern father, go to Claude and inform him that as penance he must get with my niece Prue instead. Then when Claude comes here for Prue, he will find this Prue all veiled, because, bet you can't guess...
It's me.
Oh, you did guess. Well, yes, you will reveal yourself as Sue, Claude will have been taught his lesson, you will take him back, and all will be love and joy.
I think you should sleep on it. Come on, kids. Judith, you shouldn't still be up. And Hamnet. Hamnet.
Hamnet. Hamnet. Hamnet's run away.
Boy missing. This is a job for the watch.
He's not missing. I know exactly where he's gone. It's you and your stupid blooming play wheel exciting the boy about war. I'll be back.
Such joy. And look how pretty Susanna is, with Claude coming to collect her for a gadsome Datlington. So romantic. Even if he does think he's coming to collect her fictitious cousin, Prue.
It's all working perfectly, Anne. And look, see how my other romantic plan develops? Kit and Kate do exchange shy glances and winsome sighs. Both seeking ways of declaring their affection. Soon the bantering will be replaced with sweet words of love.
Hello, Claude.
Hello, Mrs. Shakespeare. Hello, Mr. Shakespeare. Sorry about slagging off your Sue and causing her to die of shame and sadness, love.
Well, I'm surprised you've got the Bolingbrookes to show your face around here at all.
Well, Mr. Shakespeare said I had to cop off with his niece Prue.
You in.
And now will Sue reveal herself. She and Claude will dance merrily. Kit will reveal his love to Kate, she to him, and all will be love, sweetness, and light.
Prue, I'm Claude. I've come to get with you, instead of dead Sue.
Hello, Claude.
Oh my God, you're alive. I can't believe it. And you look really lush and all. Can I get with you?
Come here.
Lovely. He'll be down on one knee before you know it.
Or both knees, Dad. First, you call me a sluttich in front of the whole town, and then, with me only dead a day, you want to cop off with my fictitious cousin Prue? I hate you, Claude. I thought I loved you, but I hate you. So go and cop a feel off Margaret if she'll have you.
You're all blooming bonkers!
Plan going well so far, Master?
Well, I admit that bit didn't quite go as I imagined. But love is still in the air.
Kate?
Yes, Mr. Marlowe.
Thing is, I know.
I know too, Mr. Marlowe. I overheard Mr. Shakespeare.
Same, and what I'm trying to say is, while I think you're very nice...
I don't even think you're very nice.
What?
I know you love me, but I truly, deeply do not love you.
Hang on, I don't love you.
But
Will
Mr.
said-
Shakespeare...
I'm still going well, is it, Master?
But if you don't secretly love each other, why have you been trading arch and impish insults these many weeks?
Because we're really sick of each other.
Deeply irritated?
So not to disguise a secret love at all, then?
In what universe does exchanging insults indicate secret love, Mr. Shakespeare?
Only in his tortuous and convoluted one, dear. It's why he's a genius.
Mr. Shakespeare promises us a Roman play, and all is in readiness. We have the costumes, wigs, and props. We await only the script. And mark me, my Caesar will be a triumph greater even than the man himself.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves getting upstaged at the final bows.
Or, but better, he ain't all that, and it's time he got shafted.
But do we have the numbers? Longinus approaches.
The musicians are with you, sir. Mr. Burbage is a foul tyrant who did once take a pee in the kettle drum.
And the mob players?
With you also. Though, beg that when you beat Chief Lovey Kissy, you make Mr. Shakespeare shorten his soliloquies, through which we must stand for many hours, pretending to understand.
And the thunderboard wobbler? The front of house prostitutes? Then all is ready. Come, Kemp. Brothers, Burbage is a tyrant. 'Tis time to end this tyranny. Strike him down!
What means this outrage?
You hog the final bows, which is totally unprofessional.
You get your own dress in place, which is just so wrong.
And you farted when my Beatrice kissed your Benedict. We need a new Chief Lovey Kissy.
It's true, Mr. Condell. It's true, Kemp. It's fall, Burbage. Betrayed.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead, ambition's debt is paid. I am Chief Lovey Kissy now.
What's this? Be Burbage usurped?
Yes, and it's no good you trying to object, because the musicians, the mob players, the man who wobbles the thunder sheet, and the front of house prostitutes are all with me.
Object? Why would I object? Friends, prostitutes, strutty shouty boys, pin back your lug holes. I come to bury Burbage, not to praise him.
Betrayed?
Burbage was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Condell says he was ambitious, and Condell is an honourable man.
Yes!
Condell has said that Burbage doth hog the final bows and will ever pop the loud and boisterous trouser trumpet during other actors' quiet bits. And Condell is an honourable man.
Hey!
Yet Burbage will always get his round in at the pub and will keep us enthralled for many, many hours with but a single theatrical anecdote. Does this, in Burbage, seem ambitious?
Yet Condell says he is ambitious, and Condell is an honourable man. When all the company do venture forth for a celebratory supper, and the reckoning is brought, and some glutton or other doth cry, why don't we just split it equally? Ne'er will Burbage quibble that he only had a starter. Does this in Burbage seem ambitious? Yet Condell says he is ambitious, and Condell is an honourable man.
See what he's doing here, mate? He's using the brilliant oratorical device of ironic repetition to turn the mob. You've been shafted.
But if we stand together, we can face down the mob.
Yeah, right, gonna do that. Burbage is wronged. Condell be the traitor. Burbage is Chief Lovey Kissy. Hail Burbage!
Hail Burbage! Will, your brilliant oratorical device of ironic repetition has saved me. Is there anything I can do for you? A drink? A lengthy theatrical anecdote?
Oh, well, that would be lovely, of course, but what I'd really like to discuss is the casting of my teenage totty roles.
The crow is in my clutches at last. This extremely short Roman play be clearly seditious. It celebrates the murder of a ruler. Well, I will grant his application. And when the play is performed, then cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war.
You see, I've only sent him half the play. He thinks it ends with the death of Caesar, but in fact, Caesar dies at the beginning of Act 3.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, that is rather clear. What? Caesar dies halfway through the play?
A bit less than half, in fact, about 40%.
But it's the title role!
Well, you know, they talk about him quite a lot in the second half.
Talk about him? You write a title role and kill him off at the beginning of Act 3? Betrayed! Betrayed! A second time betrayed! And true, Mr. Shakespeare, I shall not present this play. We shall give greens, bungy, and bacon instead.
No, wait, Mr. Burbage, what about if I brought Caesar back in Act 4 as a ghost?
A ghost? You do that? No tricks?
Well, you know, if I have to.
I suppose it might work. I could use my deathly howl.
Yes, absolutely. Or else not.
Very well. Reluctantly, I agree.
And when Green tries to close us down for presenting a play that ends with regicide, we will disgrace him by showing how the conspirators all get their just desserts.
Yes, by being haunted and tormented by Caesar's omniscient, ever-present, avenging, constantly howling ghost in every single scene!
Absolutely. Or maybe just briefly in Act 4, Scene 3. 16 words should do it, I think.
Right, I'm ready.
Ready for what?
The auditions, of course. You're choosing a new principal boy, aren't you? And since you've always admitted that I play a girl better than any boy, and also 'twas I who pointed out the Roman strategy that did for Mr. Condell, plus I left Plutarch's Lives in the Privy, plus I pointed out how to make the play queen-friendly, I naturally presumed you'd let me try again to get into the company because I really, really wanted and it's my dream.
Look, I'm sorry, Kate, really I am, but it's the law, and the law has zero respect for women.
Because the law was made by men!
I'm sorry, Kate. Your heart and mind are of the finest, and yet, for want of a cod dangle, you be lowlier than any base and stupid rogue in Albion. Your only hope for comfort and security is to marry.
He's right, Kate. I've been looking dreamy and hot. Look, reading poetry. So sensitive.
It's upside down.
Can't believe Amelia's actually coming. First time I've met her since the unfortunate misunderstanding over sonnet number 130.
When you mentioned her eyes were dull, her hair like wire, her skin a dullish grey, and her breath reeked.
Yes, and amazingly, she failed to spot that I was satirizing traditional romantic poetry.
You've asked her round pretty early. The awards aren't for ours. Are you hoping to grab a chance to hide your will in hers?
No! I'm taking her to supper at Lucy's. What a night. Dinner with a beautiful, sophisticated girl, then showing her off during my triumph at a star-studded awards ceremony. It does not get any better than this.
Mr. Shakespeare, I really think you need to remember that you are a married man.
Look, I'm just taking her to dinner.
You can tell yourself that if you like, Mr. Shakespeare. But you and I both know that given half the chance, you'd be in there like the eager rodent up the proverbial piping drain.
Oh, God, she's here. This is it. I'm actually going to take Amelia Lair on a glamorous night out.
Master.
Madam, this is the greatest moment of my life.
Oh, that's nice, love. Because I have made a bit of an effort.
Anne, you're in London?
Yes. Mwah. Well, I was sorry that I'd been so cross about your big night. And when you made me change the date of Hamlet's confirmation, I decided I'd come and support you. Like you said, it's the greatest moment of your life.
What? Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
In fact, it's almost like you were expecting somebody. Are you expecting somebody, Will?
No, well, of course not.
Who's that, then?
Nobody. Kate, run and tell Bottom to make sure there's nobody at the door. And if there is, tell him I've got the plague.
You stay right where you are, Kate. If there's nobody there, then it won't matter if we find out who it is, will it?
Master, it's...
Mr. Shakespeare, I'm so looking forward to coming to the award ceremony.
Oh, my God, it's that tot you wrote them smutty poems for.
I beg your pardon. William, who is this oikish milking slap?
It's Mr. Shakespeare's wife, Amelia. No doubt come to accompany him to tonight's awards. Perhaps you and Mrs. S. would like to join me and Amelia for dinner.
Kit Marlowe. Ah! I thought he was dead!
The resemblance is shocking, I know, but not Kit. Kurt. His ravishing blonde twin invited to the awards ceremony to collect Kit's award, which was why I asked Will to invite you on my behalf. You meant so much to Kit, after all.
Well, yes. I remember his poem. Amelia, Amelia, by God, I'd like to feel ya. So much better than Mr. Shakespeare's disgusting sonnet about putting his will in my...
Well, exactly. Will and I were hoping that you would be my date in memory of Kit. Isn't that right, Will?
Yes, absolutely. I'd thought to go alone, but now you are here, my darling Anne. Things couldn't be merrier.
Welcome to the famous Red Lion Theatre for the first annual London Theatre Awards. I'm Will Kemp, yeah? I'm brilliant, by the way. Oh, just saying. Oh, look at you all thinking, oh, I really hope I win. What for? For being rubbish at acting? What's the difference between you lot and Mary Queen of Scots? She only died horribly in front of a large crowd once. I see Sir Francis Drake's just been buried at sea off Cadiz in full armour. I bet he went down better than most of you lot.
I think he's misjudged the mood of the room.
I think he's brilliant. So dry. So edgy.
He's just being rude.
Anyway, lovely to be here. Well, what I mean is, lovely to be paid to be here. Can't think of any other reason. Unless you're some desperate old lovey kissy who'll go anywhere for a free drink, like most of you lot.
Why are they laughing? He's saying they're all desperate.
He's just so out there.
Doesn't care. Such a cooling dude. He's just being arrogant and unpleasant.
He's just so dry and edgy.
He's not dry and edgy. He's just slagging everyone off for being a pampered lovey kissy. Even though, beneath the thin veneer of post-Renaissance ironic cool, he's the biggest pampered lovey kissy of the lot. And if there's one thing more irritating than being a pampered lovey kissy, attending a gala evening for pampered lovey kissies, being slagged off by a pampered lovey kissy, it's having all the other pampered lovey kissies in the room pretending to be wryly amused and in on the joke in the desperate hope that it'll make them look less like pampered lovey kissies. Well, I like being a pampered lovey kissy. I amuse people for a living and never killed anyone. And when I win all my interestingly shaped statuettes tonight, I'm not going to pretend that I think that everyone else is as good as me, because I don't. And I'm not going to bang on about suffering and poverty, because it's neither my fault nor in my power to change. I'm going to whoop and cheer and possibly do a little victory dance, because I'm blooming best and I want a prize.
So, first bit of pointless self-congratulation. Sorry, I meant award. It's for Best Revival. And to present it, we've got an actor who has done a lot to stop starvation, yeah? By eating all the pies! Please welcome Dickie Burbage.
And the nominations for Best Revival are Richard III by Will Shakespeare, currently enjoying its 5th triumphant season in London repertory.
Oh, God, I so didn't expect to win this. I haven't prepared a speech at all.
And Fire Bacon and Fire Bungay by Robert Greene, performed for one night only at the refectory in the Inns of Court.
What?
And the winner is Robert Greene, Fire Bacon, Fire Bungay.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Shakespeare. I know you wanted to win so much.
Nonsense. Like it matters. As if. It's all crappage anyway. Besides, that was only for a revival. I'll win everything else.
The nominations for Best Tragedy are Julius Caesar by Will Shakespeare. And the winner is Robert Greene, Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay.
Nominations for Best Comedy, Much Ado About Nothing by Will Shakespeare. Winner is Robert Greene, Fire Bacon, Fire Bungay.
In a male role, Richard Burbage for Friar Bacon and Robert Greene's Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay.
Will Kemp as Ralph Simnel in Robert Greene's Fire Bacon, Fire Bungay.
And I intend to make an absolute beast of myself at the after-party in his honour.
Henry Condell for the Fair Maid of Freshingfield in Robert Greene's Fire Bacon, Fire Bungay.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Sorry, Dad, how old's this sad weirdo supposed to be?
The maid be 13, my sweet.
Yeah, 'cause I'm 13.
Exactly. I thought it might be fun to hear my Juliet spoke in her true voice before a middle-aged man with 2 half coconuts down his bodice gets hold of it.
I don't say stuff like this, Dad. I'd sound like a complete turnip.
Yes, dear, 'tis thy sweet and youthful timbre I would fain hear, not the monosyllabic series of grunts that passes for your conversation.
Oh, what? Ugh.
I take the view that having my romantic ingenue say, what? Shut up, Romeo, you're so weird. Shut up, I hate you, would be slightly less effective than mine own timeless poetry.
Timeless is the word, as in feels like goes on for bloody ever.
You've never given it a chance. You've only seen Henry VI, Part 1.
Part 1? What, you mean there's more? I mean, don't take this the wrong way, son, but God, I was bored. I thought I was actually outside my own body watching myself die.
He sat there cracking his nuts in the quiet bits. I tried to shush him, but he would not be shushed. He's a stubborn man, your father, William. A stubborn, common man.
Which is why you married me. Posh birds love a bit of rough.
I married beneath me, and now you've done the same, William.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that he was 17 and he got a scheming little 26-year-old tithe farm milking slap up the Duffington, that's what.
Oh, you think you're so posh, Mary Arden. Like you ain't sewn into your winter knickers like everybody else.
I'm trying to work. I've come from London to hear Sue read my Juliet.
Well, I'm not happy, Doll. Burbage pays you as an actor, not a writer.
It's fine. I've sent word to the theatre that the 2 tunnels which lie beneath the bridge be blocked.
Pardon?
The 2 tunnels which lie beneath the bridge be blocked. 2 tunnels beneath a bridge? Anyone? Nose, my loves, nose. I've told Burbage that my nose be snotted and I would not work this week or next.
But why didn't you just say nose?
It's what I do. Now, Susanna, again.
Right, if I have to. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Dad, nobody talks like this.
It's poetry. Sometimes I regret teaching you to read.
I do think it could be a little less flowery, love. I mean, why doesn't she just say, where are you, Romeo?
Because, my love, it doesn't mean where are you, it means why are you, Romeo?
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, Romeo's just his name.
Well, exactly. Juliet is saying, why are you a member of a family that I hate?
People will definitely think you mean Romeo, where are you?
That's what I thought it meant.
Yeah, I did too.
It's bloody obvious.
I think, to be clear, you're going to have Juliet say, Romeo, Romeo, Why are you called Romeo?
A member of a family that I hate.
That'd do it. Although, if I was being really picky, Romeo's just his Christian name, isn't it? And that's not the issue. It's his surname that's the problem.
Well, yes. Actually, I was sort of hoping people wouldn't notice that.
Think they might.
Sure.
So you think she should say, Montague, Montague, wherefore art thou Montague?
No, because that'd sound like she's lost her cat.
Oh, my God, Mr. Shakespeare, it's brilliant, timeless, deathless. The most tragical history of Romeo and Julian.
Oh, yes. That should be Juliet, obviously. Romeo and Julian was but a working title. Early exploratory stuff. It meant of nothing.
Yeah, right.
What?
Well, come on, Master. We live in the same house. I've heard you reading out your sonnets, especially 1 to 126.
Those poems are about a platonic hierarchical relationship. God's naughty etchings. Why does everybody presume that just because I write 126 love poems to an attractive boy, I must be some kind of bechambered hugger-tugger?
Juliet is an utterly amazing